Evening, everybody. This is Maxine English, and I'm coming to you from Inspired to Achieve Global TV. And today we've got a new set of speakers, like we had on yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, it was wow, Wednesday already. Yeah, we had Stage 25 on. We had the 5-minute speakers on. All getting ready for the Empowerment Weekend on the 2nd and 3rd of February. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We've got so many speakers coming up on stage, but now we've got a few more speakers for you, because we are talking the next level up. We are talking the ones that have been standing on stage, that have been giving you information for a long, long time. So we've got people like Timber and April Lou, which is in the house right now. So let's bring them both up. Here they are. Woo! Hi, guys.
Hello.
How are you all?
Well, great.
Doing well, thank you.
Fantastic. Richard Fay, it's going to be a surprise. Today we've got Timber, and we've also got April Lou. So Tim, let's start with you, my lovely. So tell the audience who you are and what you do.
Well, my name is Tim Burt, and I have more than 30,000 commercials to my name around the world for radio, television, web, print, direct mail, billboard, and even cinema ads. And when I'm on stage at Yes You Can Inspired to Achieve, which I'm looking really forward to, by the way, I'm going to be talking about how to take your advertising to the next level, because so many business owners struggle with it. I'm going to help make it easy for you. Not that it's an easy job, but I'm going to make it easier for you to get success with your ads. That's what I'm going to be doing.
Brilliant. So how long have you been doing that for, Tim?
I spent 25 years in radio, and the last 16 of those were with CBS here in the United States. And then about a year and a half, I walked away from my corporate cushy job and went out into the cold, cruel world. And, as my mentor once told me, if you're going to work for an idiot, it might as well be you. And so that's what I do. I work for myself, my company, Tim Burt Media. I work with everybody from rappers to ranchers, and that's no lie. And been doing this a long time, and the advertising marketing game changes so much, so fast, it's almost impossible to keep up. And I'm here to help kind of bring a little clarity for you.
Absolutely fabulous. We like a little bit of clarity. We like a bit of simpleness. We like so we know what we're doing, where we're going.
Absolutely.
Right? I know I do, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there exactly the same. So question for you, Tim, is when people get into, whether it's a new business, a business you've been working for a long while, when you said that, advertising goes, at full speed, it is literally changing all the time. At the moment, what would you say are the best advertising tips that you can give over?
The best, this is going to sound a little weird, because everybody is so immersed and they think that digital is the future, and yeah, to a large degree it is, but guess what? More money is spent on printing, like direct mail pieces, than digital. Believe that or not, it's true.
It really surprises me. Yeah,
more money is spent on printing and those traditional those traditional methods of advertising, radio, television, billboards, than digital. Now, digital takes a big portion of that pie, no doubt. But what I'm going to say to you, and this is where it sounds a little weird, especially with things like podcasting. Podcasting is nothing more than radio. And if you learn the basics and the fundamentals of excellent radio, you can be a great podcaster. So it all kind of comes back to the fundamentals and the basics. And the thing is, most people don't know them because they've never been told them. They don't know when is a good time to start, when's a good time to stop, how do I get in, how do I get out, when I'm talking about something, or if I'm doing an interview, they just don't know. How do I write a commercial? They don't know. They think they know because they hear and see so many of them on a daily basis. And there are so many simple mistakes that I hear all the time that just absolutely, what it really does, when you make a simple mistake, if you don't know the fundamentals, what it actually does is it drives people away from you. And it makes your job harder, and and you have to spend more money on advertising, and you have to spend more money and more time on marketing your business. My philosophy is, if you get it right before you even send something out, your chances of success dramatically increase. And that's what I want to be talking about in London.
Brilliant. So if I said to you, what would be the most catchiest advert that you've ever done? I know you've done a lot.
I've done a lot.
You must have your favourites.
The catchiest. That's a great. I've never been asked the catchiest. What I would say, normally people ask me, what's the best commercial out there? Or what's the best commercial you've ever done? Well, the best commercial I've ever done is the one that's brought in the most money. I'll tell you that. The catchiest one has to be, it would have to be the one for, you've heard me talk about this a lot, the cow sprayer. And it was a video, and it was very short. It was, I think, maybe 18 seconds. But it was this, the cow sprayer is basically a frame, and a cow walks through it and they get sprayed, much like a car wash. And this is how they get their pesticides and their insecticide treatment and all that. We have this beautiful shot of this cow walking through, and when it gets sprayed, the spray just goes everywhere. I mean, it's a gorgeous shot. And that one, I took that, it was, I think, 2 seconds or 2.5 seconds of this cow just walking through, and all I did was loop it just over and over and over. And that one got, the last time I looked, it was at 1.7 million views. Wow. And I don't know how many shares and how many comments, but we made a ton of money off of that one commercial. But think about, that's really all the commercial was. It's just this cow walking through this thing over and over and over again. It wasn't fancy. It wasn't flashy. It got people's attention. But the most important thing is that advert, just like your adverts, have to hit people in the gut. See what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, I suppose because people are not used to seeing a cow walk through some spray like a car wash, it's something that people remember.
Absolutely. Unexpectedness is probably your most powerful ally when it comes to advertising and marketing. Because if you sound like everybody else in your space, then your money is going to go to waste.
Yeah.
It's catchy, huh?
Absolutely. So if I had to do something for a particular slogan, I'm going to put you on the spot here because I know you're absolutely fantastic at them, and I've heard a lot of your slogans, and they're really, really good, and you do make me laugh in a lot of them. So if you had to put something on, even for like the empowerment weekend or something like that, what would be a catchy slogan you'd put on there to go bam in people's faces?
For the empowerment weekend, well, boy, Maxine, you're asking me some really deep stuff here now. And I hope April doesn't mind. April, I hope you learned some stuff out of this too. For something like, okay, I'm going to get kind of real deep on you for about a minute.
Okay.
The name of the event is Yes You Can, Inspired to Achieve.
Yeah.
Okay. That is a really long title. So to come up with a slogan for that, it's got to be something short. And the brain works in threes: beginning, middle, end, red, yellow, green. Okay. My approach for that would be 3 words, all one sentence. Learn,
inspired to achieve.
Yeah, well, something like learn, live, apply, or something like that. And that's very rough.
Yeah.
But as a subtext and that subhead, that really is what we call future pacing. In other words, show them the outcome in advance. Let them see what they're going to get by attending Yes You Can, Inspired to Achieve. If you could do a picture, I would do a picture of maybe a beach, because you go, oh my God, I would love to be on that beach in Ibiza right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. See where I'm going? It's like you can't just look 5 feet ahead. You have to look 5,000 feet ahead. You have to look 10,000 meters out in front of you, and then bring that back and make that the image that people remember in their brain. So something like learn, apply, learn, implement, laugh, love. I don't know.
If I put my artistic head on then and actually think about what you're saying, I would say, right, put the beach in the background, have a clapperboard, and say, listen, learn, action.
There you go.
Like that one?
Something like that. That's very good. One of the struggles with copywriters like myself and people that do adverts and marketing, we always I can't say everybody and I can't say always, but what I can say is a lot of people in my position, we're always finding trying to make it just right. And what's that one word that resonates with someone? What's the word? Because the word that resonates with you, April may look at that and go, eh. Or the other way around. She may go, oh my God, that is fantastic. And then Maxine will look at it and go, I don't know if I want to spend 50 pounds on this thing. I don't know. What's the, there's a word that's going to hit both of you. And that's what we do. Our job is to, what is that word? What is that phrase? What is that image? What is that future pacing? What is that ultimate goal? And we want to bring it to you and put it right in front of your face and go, it's right here. It's right here. What is that phrase? That's my job. But what you came up with is very good.
Well, it's just something when you're talking, I'm a very visual person. So it's very much while you're talking, and I visualize the beach, and I visualize things that you can say in 3 words and stuff like that. And it gives me time while you're talking for me to think of something. So it's just something off the bat, really. But no, I mean, it's just nice to, this is the reason why I know I'm going a little bit deep with you today, because we've had an interview before, and we went through quite a lot of information previously. So if you do want to see mine and Tim's interview, we did, I think it was an hour, I think it was. And we went through quite a lot of information, didn't we? It was there was a lot of
did. Yes,
there was a lot of content there. It was brilliant. And I just thought, well, to actually ask you these questions, because people are going to come to the weekend, they're going to go, okay, so he does advertising. But the fact is you need to know how great you actually are, because you are brilliant at what you do. And, you travel around the world, you're international, and you've been speaking on all different stages. And this is going to be your world tour, isn't it?
It is. In fact, I am coming, when I get to London, I will be arriving from Karachi, Pakistan. So I fly from Chicago to Pakistan. I'm there for a week to do seminars for radio and television and small businesses, which is what I do. And I love that. Is like being on stage. I love it. April's probably the same way. I love it. And so I'm going to Pakistan for a week. Then I come see you fine folks over in the UK for 5 days. And then I go to South Africa and Mozambique for a week and a half for seminars in Johannesburg and Maputo. And then I finally get to go home. So it's going to be quite it's 25,000 plus miles I calculated the other day.
Wow.
So it's going to be crazy, but God, my goal is to talk to 1 million small business owners and companies. And it's kind of a thing that, April's probably the same way. I know Maxine, you're probably the same way. I know Bradley is. Where you're always coming up with new goals in your mind, like, I really want to do this. It's like you talked about clarity earlier. You get that clarity and you go, I know kind of what my purpose is now. My purpose, I can't talk to every small business owner on the planet. Yep. Bradley can't talk to every entrepreneur on the planet. I get it, but if I set a goal of 1 million, I don't know how many thousands I've talked to before, but I want to talk to 1 million small business owners. And at Yes You Can, I know I'm going to hit, 500, 1,000? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of people there.
Yeah, there is going to be a lot of people. There's going to be, 1,500 people over the weekend, but obviously they've got a weekend ticket. So, if we're looking at a minimum of 1,500 people, so time you actually, you got the stall holders there as well. You got all the crew, anybody else that's going to be there as well. It's going to be absolutely an amazing event. And the thing is, that's like a big chunk to start off with. And then all these miles that you're doing, you're just going to have to be, public speaking in the street.
If that's what it takes, that's what it takes.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to go over to April now, Tim, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. So hi, April. How are you?
I'm very well. And yourself?
Yeah, I'm absolutely brilliant. So tell people who you are and what you do.
Okay. I'm April, and I help busy business leaders to look their best from inside out and to feel more confident. That's the result that I help them achieve. And how I help them achieve that varies depending on the client's needs. If you're looking for something fast, then it will be through semi-permanent makeup. So essentially, it's a form of advanced tattooing technique. So let's say the common client that comes to me could be a busy business lady, who's got lots of meetings to go to and has got a family to juggle, and just maybe they over the years, they have followed the trends and overpluck their eyebrows, it's not growing back anymore. And that's where I can help them, you know. And maybe they might spend like 10 minutes in the morning if they want to get it right, you know. So there's something that I can help them with, help them save time, so that when they look in the mirror, you know, they see the youthful self that they are. And it's just one less thing to worry about, you know, looking your best. You know, in business, nowadays, besides offering performance, and in today's competitive world with all the fast-moving information, besides doing what we do well, what else can we do to give us an extra edge so that we can best represent our business? And how we dress ourselves, how we present ourselves, you know, our face, our hair, our shirt, you know, whether it's iron or not, whether we have a haircut, things like that. It's our packaging, you know, so the packaging does help. You know, if you just think of when we go to a store, when we buy a certain item, we compare the packaging. So this is what I help people with, business people, to look their best. So semi-permanent makeup is just one thing. I can also help people to improve their skin tone, help them with their fine line wrinkles. And I'm also an advocate of anti-aging skincare and also anti-aging nutritional supplement. So that's what I help business leaders do.
Absolutely fantastic. And yeah, I remember I plucked my eyebrows when I was 14 and they never grew back again. So I've never actually touched them since. And you know what, like when you're younger, you just pluck away and just hope for the best kind of thing. I just have that surprise look.
Well, no way to find me, Maxine.
So yeah, I remember you came to our Yes You Can Inspire to Achieve event in September, and you got Bradley on a chair and you covered him in makeup. You did. It was great.
Makeup, yeah, he was very happy. And in fact, you know, on that day itself, I had a little makeup counter at the back of the room while he was doing the presenting.
Yeah.
And so the whole idea was that people in the audience, they get to come to the back and have a feel of my services. So, you know, after there were two male speakers. I'm not going to mention names, but they just had a look at Bradley and they really liked the difference it made in Bradley's face. You know, it really brightened up the face and make him look fresh. And so these two guy speakers were just like hovering around my makeup counter. I was like, okay, come over, have a try. Okay. So reluctantly, they came and sat on the chair, and I was doing makeup on them, just normal makeup. And at the end of it, when I gave them the mirror, they were looking at the mirror like this, and then they were smiling from ear to ear. And when the event was over, I offered to remove their makeup for them, and they're like, no, I'll keep it on. I'll keep it on.
Get away with it.
I do offer conventional makeup as well. Yes. And a lot of times for public speakers, and sometimes for small TV productions, and also for business people, especially when they want to have their LinkedIn profile ace. You know, when you have a professional photographer to do your photograph, if you're already spending that money, look your best. You know, get your hair done, get your makeup done. That's where I can help. Even for men, you know, it's something that can give you an edge. Look your best. That's what I can help you do.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely understand completely where you're coming from, and if any of you don't know that, obviously I've done photography for many years,
yes.
And it's very much that, I mean, I put my makeup on quite normal as it stands, but I've got a really bright light in front of me, so it's sort of like it whites me right out. But if you actually go to any place that you do makeup, yeah, you can't actually walk down the street if someone's had a photo shoot done, because they're so caked in makeup. It's so thick and so dark and everything else. It's so solid on your face, because when you actually put the photos on, it looks normal.
Yes, it does. So, you know, for people who like to do it themselves, if you're going to go on camera, I'll recommend, you know, whatever that you put on at least 30% more of the usual amount, because when the light is flashing, it's going to eat up at least 20%, 30%, or 40% of the makeup that you actually have got on.
Yeah. And I did notice that when you actually did that, it didn't look as though they had makeup on. It was very much, it looked very natural. Yes. And, you know, I couldn't actually, even when I walked up to Brad, I couldn't actually see the makeup on his face, but it made him look healthier.
Yes.
So and I suppose it's perfect for like these winter times when people are not going getting sun or not having a spray tan or anything like that.
Yes, it's a technique. And I think it was important for Bradley because, or for anyone who's on the media, because when you're on the stage, when you hire a cameraman, they are taking videos of you, they're taking pictures of you, and it's really difficult to recreate the exact same moment that you have on stage with the exact same set of people. And once you have those, once it's published online, it's there forever, so yes, so that's what I think, this is something I really value, looking, and it's also a form of self-love, a form of self-respect, showing up to your best. If I were to show up to a meeting in my pajamas with my hair all messed up and my face undone, the other person might just look at me and think, oh, this person don't see me as a
professional.
Don't see this as a professional meeting and turn up looking so unprofessional.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think like personal image, that's very important. That's why I come in.
Yeah, absolutely. If any of you that are listening today, you're more than welcome to put a question to April or even to Tim. There might be something that you would like to know in your business about advertising, or it might be something that, that it could be to do with any kind of beauty, whether it's male or female. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it's very much that you cater for both. So, Tim, just a quick question. Are you going to be made up and have makeup on for when April's going to be there on the 2nd and 3rd?
Well, when April was talking and she said that she had covered Bradley in makeup to make him look healthier, how much makeup did you have to use? My question. No, but actually, April, actually, in all seriousness, April brings up a really, really interesting point here that most people, I don't know if you caught this, if you're watching the replay or whatever, when April said, you were talking about the flash photography and you have to use 20 to 30% more makeup because the light will actually kind of wash that out. I had never heard that. And I've done a lot of video in my life, and there's a new tip for me. The point being is you don't know what kind of behind the scenes tips you're going to learn. I'm going to give you a lot. Sounds like April's going to give you a lot. And so if you're looking for a reason to buy a ticket, all of the hidden stuff that all of these speakers have, my goodness, it's going to be crazy. And I'm sorry, Maxine, what was your question again? I just had to get that.
No, that's fine. That's fine. This is what this is all about. It's just about people getting to know who you both are. And it's not always about me shooting questions at you. It's just you about talking even between yourselves, because, it's very much that we don't want just you standing on the stage and people going, oh, yeah, that's Tim and that's April. Hi, kind of thing. We want people to actually know you, the raw you. When people come on with me, there is no charade. There is no nothing. It is just me. And it's exactly the same with you both of you. It's very much that, you do your own thing. They're very original in what you do. And I just wanted people to get to know who you were. So, Tim, I mean, when it comes down to advertising, your question was obviously about makeup, but we can go back to advertising if you want to. That's not a problem.
Sure. No problem. When we meet Tim, I'll be quite happy to give you some beauty tips. Yeah,
you're going to have to bring a lot of makeup. You're going to need it. Do you have anything, April? Do you have anything that can take care of hair? Do you have anything that would?
I've got some wigs.
Oh, perfect. We'll do that.
I've got with a fancy dress shop. I've got some wigs. That's fine. I've got a pink one, nice bob.
What are you, Tim? What are you trying to achieve with your hair? What are you trying to do?
Well, I don't have any really up top, so I don't think it's going to ever come back. I think I'd have to look at the wig option. No, that's kidding aside. But, no.
Never say never.
That's true. That's true.
There are technologies available, and I can share that with you when you'll come and ask me then.
Yes. Is that like the things that you can put in your hair? Didn't you do one hair follicle at a time?
Yeah.
There is a hair transplant option. There is something called the PRP. Essentially, it's
platelet-rich plasma.
Yes, there you go. They use a rich plasma. I've seen that technology being used on people to regrow, to stimulate hair growth on their head. That can be done. So you can try going down that route if it's something that you're interested in, or if you're quite happy with this look, free and easy.
It's going to take a lot of plasma, I can tell you that. But No. No, and yes, you can. And Bradley has talked about this a lot, and I'm so glad I'm on with April today. There's such a wide range of people covering so many different topics, and yes, it is about motivation and inspiring and achieving whatever it is you want to achieve. I understand that, but there are the topics, the range of topics that are going to be covered at this thing. And Maxine, you probably talked about this a lot too.
Absolutely.
Is for the amount of money that you're spending to get a ticket, even the low end ticket, you're going to walk out. If you're even remotely paying attention, you'll learn something. I guarantee you that.
I think it's a crazy offer. I totally.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, absolutely.
As I said to yesterday, and I've said it all week. It's very much that if you look at, like, you've got 45 to 50 speakers, and the lowest offer ticket that we got on there is £24.50 over 2 days. That's not even, it's not even £12.50 a day. And then basically with that, you've got, like, I say, argument's sake, 25 speakers on. It's very much that you're paying very, very small amount for the amount that you're actually getting in. So this is the reason why it is you just got to get in there. You just got to get stuck in. And even, people that turn around and go, well, I don't know. Do you know what? Even if you turned up for 1 day, you can't get the whole weekend off. Come for 1 day. Because at the end of the day, you're getting 2 days for the price of one anyway. And not only that, before that, there were £100. So it's very much that for what you're getting, you might as well go for a VIP, pay their £197, and actually get to meet everybody out the back. And that includes these guys as well. So,
yeah,
this is what it's all about. And get your nuggets, not just on the stage, but also behind the stage in the green room.
Yeah, I was watching Les Brown's speech at the Georgia Dome last night, just because I hadn't watched it in a while. And it's just absolutely masterful. And he talks, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but he talks about how I was, it's a long shot from being born on a floor in an abandoned building in Miami, Florida, to, worldwide success. It's a long shot, no doubt. And we all have that struggle. We've all come from a place that, most of us weren't given everything that we have. We've fought, we've clawed, we've scratched, just struggled every day for it. And whatever it is you're trying to get to, a lot of people look at me and they say, wait, 30,000 commercials plus. Well, how did you get there? Well, first off, I have no degree. I didn't go to college, and I've never won an award for my advertising work. But what I've done is I've made a lot of people a lot of money. And how did I get here? The short answer is I studied like I was taking a Harvard exam the next day, every day. And I still do that every day. I look up stats, figures, trends. I'm constantly studying and improving myself because my business changes so much, so fast every day that if I take a day off, now I'm playing catch up, and that's no good. So whatever your circumstances are, wherever you are and wherever you want to go, don't think that the people on stage haven't struggled. We've been where you are. And I don't know what April's background is, but I know that we've Maxine and I and other Bradley, hear Bradley talk about, I've been made money 4 times and I've been bust 4 times or whatever the stat is. Look, we all struggle. Some days are great, some days suck. It's not a lie. We've all been there, and we want. I'm not in competition with anybody. I want everybody to succeed. Whatever April's definition is of success, whatever Maxine's definition is, I want them all to succeed. I'm not competing with anybody. I want to see everybody succeed. Just know that, if you're looking for someone to maybe offer that motivation and that inspiration to get you where you are, like you've tapped out, you watched a bunch of YouTube videos, okay, fine. Come meet the people. Come meet me. Come meet April. Come meet Maxine, Bradley, Alfie Best, all the speakers. That's what we genuinely want to give back. I think that's pretty safe to say for everybody. So that's why you should come to the weekend.
Absolutely. Right, Tim. your time is up, my lovely. I'm going to drop you back into the lobby. So say your goodbyes, and we'll see you very, very soon.
Goodbye, and we'll see you very, very soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you soon, April.
See you soon.
Okay, there's just me and you, April. Michelle did come in because she's the next person on the line. However, she's just dropped out because she's having problems with her phone. So we can carry on talking until she gets it. That's not a problem. So yeah, I mean, exactly what Tim was saying. There is going to be a lot of golden nuggets going on. There's a lot of different people that are coming in for different things. Whether we're going to be talking beauty or advertising. Whether it's to how to write your book, or whether it might even be something to do with you doing public speaking. I mean, how long have you been doing what you've been doing, April?
I've been doing semi-permanent makeup. Officially, I've been doing makeup for 3 years. Okay. Unofficially, unofficially, that must have been 15 years. Unofficially, yeah. I've always done this since I was in my late teens. I remember the very first time my experience of applying makeup on another person was probably when I was 18. That was when I first came to England for higher education, and I was always being homesick, and I'll take every opportunity to go back to Singapore for a holiday. And I would stay with an auntie, and she's got 2 kids, and my younger cousin, one of the boys, he was watching telly, and we were in the living room, and I was just watching him. I was like, there's something not quite right with him, but I can't quite pinpoint what it was. So I looked closer, and I was like, cousin, did you just shave off your left eyebrow? And then I was just sitting on the floor. I was like, uh-huh. And then his mom just like came storming out. What did you do? Really making a big fuss out of him. And I was like, what did you use to shave off your left eyebrow? And then just, Papa's razor. Using that really childlike voice. And so, the whole time that I was there, whenever he was going to kindergarten, I would sit him down, he'll be sitting like that, and I'll be drawing on, matching the left eyebrow to the right eyebrow. And the teacher didn't notice until 2 weeks in. So that was my very first experience of drawing eyebrows for someone else. And ever since then, since university and all through my working career in the corporate world before taking this as a profession, like most of my free times I spend researching, testing, and trying different makeup products, skincare products, researching on different ways to eat healthier, for eating for beauty, and things like that. And I always so frequently get requests from friends in university. I'll be doing my friend's makeup, her room door is open, I'll be like doing it. And then the next thing I know, 3 of her lady friends come in and say, oh, can you do the cat eye on me? Just like hers. I was like, okay, right. And oh, can you do my hair as well? Oh, can you help me pick my outfit as well? So, this is very much ingrained in me. Yeah. So I'm really, really happy that I made the decision to do this. Yes. So
do you find it sometimes that you walk along the street and you go, that doesn't go with that. What are you doing? Are you crazy?
I try. I do my best not to impose. Yeah, I do my best not to impose. People do not resist change. People resist being changed. So normally when people come to me, they are ready for a change and they do want advice, and I'll be quite happy to share my knowledge and help them in whatever way that I can. Yes.
Yeah, I can just imagine. So are you going to be dressing everybody when we're there on the Saturday and Sunday?
Well, if that's requested, yeah.
You'll be like, right, what are you wearing tomorrow? Right, I'm going to make sure.
Maxine, I'll help you. What are you going to be wearing tomorrow, Maxine?
I'll be like, I've bought 7 outfits with me. Just tell me what I need to wear. I'll make sure I get my hair done. I'll make sure I darken it up a bit. This is fine. It's fine. Might need to sort my eyebrows out though, because I try and make them thicker, but then they just look half drawn on. I've got half eyebrows, so I just try not to do too much,
I'll have a look at it on the first day of the event. Yeah.
It was very much. I was 14, and back in the day, all the kids had really thin eyebrows. So I did thin eyebrows, and they never ever grew back, and I've never done anything with them since. And it was like, oh, and then obviously then really thick eyebrows come in, and I was just stuffed. I was like, it ain't working. Right, I can see Michelle. She's in, but you're around the wrong way, my lovely. So you just need to turn yourself around. Hang on, let's bring her into the show. There she is. There we are.
Yeah. But is it showing landscape you're in though?
That's all right. Don't panic. It's not. You are literally portrait. However, since it's obviously the way I've done it, it's not too bad. It's fine. Don't panic. Right. Okay. Well, April, your time is up, my lovely. I'm going to put you down if you want to say your last words, and then I'll put you down again.
Hey, this is April helping you to wake up with makeup.
Fantastic. See you soon, my lovely. Take care. Bye. Hello, how are you?
I'm good, Maxine. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. And I'm just trying to put this down because we're talking about eyebrows at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened. It just went white, but now that you had me landscape before, and then as soon as I became live, it went portrait.
Don't panic.
Yeah,
don't panic.
I hate portraits. That's why.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. We've got Sean coming in as well. So what he'll do, he's got his TV show on at 7:30. So he's going to pop in for like literally 5 minutes. That's the reason why I missed you a bit earlier. So while we're talking, obviously we're still live. Don't worry about your back. But is it coming forward? Is it knocking you out over there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Please don't knock you out. I just need to speak to you first.
Oh my God.
So explain to the people who you are and what you do.
Great. So I'm Michelle Watson, and I'm a best-selling author. I'm a business book creation mentor and publisher. I'm also a business coach, and I'm also a speaker trainer.
Absolutely fantastic. Right, I'm just going to go quickly over to Sean. Oh, move yourself over, Sean. We can't see you. Hang on. If I just pop that over a bit. That's it.
That's better, because I couldn't see anybody a while ago.
Maybe it's me. Is it me?
That's all right. I've moved you over a bit. That's fine.
Hold on.
Oh, where you gone? Okay. We'll come back to you in a minute, Michelle. Don't worry. Yes, Sean, we can see you now. Explain who you are and what you do. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can, absolutely. Explain to the audience who you are and what you do.
Well, my name's Sean Maroney. Thanks for having me on, Maxine. I'm here, of course, Bradley Chapman, the great Bradley Chapman, good friends with him, and he's been a great encouragement to me. And I am founder of Teens of America and the Obesity Revolution. And I'm here right now getting ready to film and do a workout here. So we help people, that are fighting obesity. And of course, I've lost over 100 pounds in the last year and a half. And so I'm here to inspire others to do the same thing.
So, yeah, amazing, isn't it? So, how hard did you find to get yourself into that to start with, Sean?
Oh, Maxine, that's a good question. It was rough. I mean, getting the mindset, is the key thing. So, I mean, I tried every diet and try it, in the last 10 years because I wanted to lose weight worse, than anybody else wanted me to lose weight. And of course, my highest weight was 687. So I struggled with, what do I do? How do I go about it? And I needed to, that intrinsic motivation. So getting started was the hardest thing, but, starting's one thing, but finishing is another. So now I'm just trying to manage to finish the job and get this weight off, but it's a journey. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. And it was a hard thing to do, Maxine, to get started. And I'm just glad I did.
And how long have you been doing it for now?
What's that?
How long have you been doing it for now?
Okay, that's awesome. So to January 10th, a few days ago, marked my second year working out with my trainer, Brandon Glore. So at 2 years, I just celebrated my 2-year gym anniversary. So I that's where I'm at right now. We are getting ready to work out and then do filming and stuff. So I'm here right now, and I couldn't believe, if you would have told me, and it's been rough, it's been up, losing weight's not linear, it's like up and down. So if my weight loss looks like the Rocky Mountains,
Yeah.
are the biggest mountain peak you can even imagine. But 2 years I've been working out my trainer, Brandon Glore, who's helped me and changed my life. So 2 years, January 10th.
That's absolutely amazing. It is really amazing accomplishment that you've done already, and you should congratulate yourself on that, because I mean, even with myself, I mean, I struggled with my weight up and down, and I had a gastric band done because I've got a broken back, and it split, and I had it taken out in 2015, and I'm due to go for the bypass because I can't keep the weight off. The problem is I can't do the exercise because of my back. So I'm in a catch-22 situation. So do you find that with yours, is that you find it easier to lose the weight now that you're exercising, or do you struggle with everything?
No, the thing is, eating and exercise. I look at it this way, and Brandon, my trainer, does the same thing. Is 80% of weight loss is in the kitchen, is our meals and what we eat, and Brandon stresses on that, making sure that we have and keeping it simple too, and then 20% is working out. So Brandon wants us to be in the gym, all of us, at least 2 times a week. And so then I do home workouts too, and modified, of course, because I can't do, everything that I want to because of my lymphedema. I have a mass, about a 40-pound mass on the inside of my leg. So I have limited mobility in some things, but Brandon's awesome at modifying things. So it's all about getting the meal. So I try to do this, keep it simple. I use the 3 W's: water, workout, and watch what you eat. So a gallon of water a day, I work out, and then I watch what I eat, and I'm doing that because that's what I have victory on. Soda, fast food, doesn't have control. I gave that up 6 years ago. And so it starts with one small step, and you keep it simple. So that's what I tell everybody, that because we're already, I'm overwhelmed with this weight. And people that are reaching out to me all over the world, hey, they're 600 pounds, 500 pounds. They say, where do I start? What meal plan? What workout? And I tell them, find out your kryptonite and give one thing up, just one thing. And if you can get control of that, you can move on. Because if you're not drinking a gallon of water a day, don't expect to do a full course meal plan, come to the gym, 3 days a week if you're not even going. So if it's fast food or soda, give that up. Find out what your kryptonite is and start there and give it up for 21 days and challenge yourself to give it up for 21 days. And you'll be surprised. You give one thing up, all of a sudden it starts adding to it. And now it's been a 6-year journey, almost 7 years. But then I found my way in the gym, and Brandon took me on December 27, 2016, and I'm not stopping, although it's hard.
Love that. Yeah, I love that. I love that mindset, because exactly what you're saying, it all comes down to mindset. The first, any action that you do, the first step is always the hardest. And the thing is, and you've done so well. And even to keep to that, because even with me, if I do go on my diets and things like that, it's like a lot of people, they get sick of it. They go, oh, do you know what? I just want a Chinese. I just want to go and eat some fish and chips. I just want to go and eat, drink some soda, as you said. It's just, yeah. I mean, do you get days that you go, do you know what? I'm actually going to have one day a week that I'm actually just eat what I want, or eat one thing that I'm not normally allowed? Or what do you normally do?
Well, here's the thing. Brandon gives us like refeeding meals. Okay, he has, but on keto, the meal plan, and then low carb, I don't desire that type stuff. So yeah, and it's good, man. You got to be human. That's what I look at. I mean, I'm gonna fall. It's not easy, man. I don't know if I can say, but losing weight and doing this sucks. Obesity sucks. You know what I'm saying? It just does. And people say, well, do you want to do this? No. Do I want to travel 4 hours away, get doctor's appointments? Do I want to hear and Brandon beat me up in the gym every day? When he does that and give me a hard time today and says, you didn't say that. And I don't want to. I have to. I don't want to die. I have a why. My why is bigger than my wildest not why. So I'm doing this not because I want to, because I have to. And then that's what I tell Brandon all the time. I said, Brandon, will I ever like coming to the gym? Because every time I wake up and it's gym day, I talk myself out of it about 250,000 times. Yeah. And I do. And then whenever I get there after the fact, I'm good. I'm just being honest, because hey, let's go to the gym. Yeah. I've never felt that way one day, and I probably never will. And I dread it. I get on him. He puts us on the boxes, and he says, okay, start warming up. and then all of a sudden that breaks the ice. And then at the end, I love at the end. So I try to think myself through that. The end result, not getting there, is bad because I don't want to come to the gym. I don't want to work out. So I have to. It's not about that. There's more to life. I have 3 daughters. You know, I want to be there and dance. I want to dance with them at their wedding. I want to walk them down the aisle. So that's why I have to do it.
That's an amazing why, and you know what? That's probably the best why that you could ever have. It's the one there that's going to stick with you. That's not ever going to disappear. It's your biggest thing, and that's obviously what's keeping you going. So I want to ask you 2 questions before I know you've got to go.
Yes.
Because you've got to do filming. So a quick question is, if somebody had to do one exercise to actually start losing some weight, what was the first exercise you'd give them?
First exercise I get, just move. Stay. If you have to sit in your chair, or if you're at the end of your bed, wherever, just start moving your arms and your legs like a mad man or a mad woman. Just move. You know what I'm saying? Just stand there. You know, you're watching TV. Just move. Just start, punching the air. Just be like, Rocky Balboa. Dun, 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 dun. Whatever you have to do, just move. Sit up. You know what I'm saying? Do squats. Brandon has us. I probably did 250 million squats. Brandon's had us do since I started working out with him. So any movement is good movement. So if you're going like this, I can't get out of my bed. Well, you sit up and then sit back down. Any type of movement is good movement. So yeah, start small.
That's fantastic. And the last question I'm going to ask you before you go is, if you could eat one thing that that's really healthy, that's really good for you, that you think is going to be good for people even when they're working out, that can start helping them diet, what would it be?
So to start, something good to start eating right away. That's
something that would be good to eat, that obviously keeps your energy up, that they're not going to sit there and go, ugh, like a bit of broccoli or something like that. I mean, what would it be that's pretty good that you could still eat and go, I enjoyed it?
Well, I love steak. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So have a nice, people are, if you want to talk about, I love broccoli. I love cauliflower. I love Brussels sprouts. My wife makes the best Brussels sprouts because, I'm keto. She makes them, and then what she does, she puts some bacon in there, and they just, man, you put them right here on your head, it will make your tongue slap your brains out. So it is awesome. I mean, it's just incredible. I mean, they're so good, they'll make you want to slap your mama. That's
well, there
how
you go.
Awesome they are.
Brussels sprouts with bacon in, that's going to be the key, isn't it? So go healthy with a bit of flavour.
Yeah, flavor. I'm sorry, real quick. If you do roasted cauliflower, okay, put the cauliflower in there. Do some olive oil and put that in the. I'm telling you what, we fight over that over anything else. My daughters, my wife. It's like it's almost like we just start eating it like it's popcorn, and so roasted cauliflower will change your life.
Fantastic.
So,
well, thank you so much for that, Sean. I'm going to let you go now. Thank you very much for coming on. And
thank you, Maxine.
That's all right.
Can't wait to the event.
We'll be seeing you at the event, or are you going to be streaming?
I think I'm streaming is what's going to happen. So
that's
what we'll talk more about that. So that's the plan, Maxine. So
fabulous.
You're crushing it, and I love what you do. You're awesome, and I love you. Yes, you can. Inspire to Achieve is where it's at. So anybody that needs to get tickets, you better get some tickets now, because you're going to miss out if you don't.
Absolutely. I mean, we've had golden nuggets already for what you need to eat and what you need to do. So fantastic.
Yeah.
See you later, Sean. You take care. Hope it all goes well.
Thank you, Maxine. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. Hello, Michelle. Sorry about that, my love. I know he was in the middle of filming. He was like coming on for 5 minutes and going again. And because obviously where we had a bit of a problem to start with, it was trying to fit you both in. Yeah.
No worries.
So I don't want to make you late, obviously, for what you're doing as well. So let's talk a little bit about you now. So it's very much that you're an author, you're a public speaker. Did you say you was a coach as well?
Yes, I am a coach, and I also coach business owners and entrepreneurs around how to write their business book and use it as a marketing tool.
Fantastic. So you do lots of marketing. So if someone come up to you that's never done anything like that at all, and they're a new business, said, look, I want to move myself on to the next level. Mm-hmm. I want to get myself out there. I want to, apart from obviously broadcasting, which is what I do, but, to get yourself out there, you might say, well, actually go for a book or whatever it is that you decide to do. What would be your main thing that would actually help people do that?
you know what, recognize their story, because many people don't recognize the power in their story, because there's so many people out there that can resonate with your story and resonate with what you're going through. And it's just surprising that so many entrepreneurs, so many business people have a story that, you know, they didn't just start now. If Bradley was going to speak to somebody, like I was speaking with Bradley yesterday for like nearly an hour, but if he was going to speak to somebody about, you know, yes, you can, there's a story behind it. You know, a famous quote that I always say, many see your glory, but they don't know the story. So they see the successful business, they see you doing things, but there was a story behind that. Start connecting with your audience, start connecting with, you know, your potential clients with your story. Look for the gems that is in that story that you can share, because you will be surprised to know that one of the main things that many individuals buy into before they've bought your products is they've bought you. Yeah. So your story can be sold in a way that somebody reading your story will say, you know what, I need to work with this person. I need to meet this person. And that, because that's what I did. I started sharing my story, and it opened the doors of me doing so many other things. So the first thing I would say to them, okay, great. So you want to get your book done. The first thing we look at is your story. Let people know who you are, what you stand for, the journey that you have come through to be who you are and achieve what you now have.
Absolutely. I mean, it's exactly the same as exactly what you're saying there. I mean, a lot of people, I never had a book previously, and I've now finished my book, and I've done it from my life through what I've been doing in my life. Nothing to do with business, but just my life and what I've gone through, my adversities I've gone through. And then it's how I got into business, because, you know, because mine's very much with mindset. I'm very much, you know, the things that I've gone through is what brings me to the place I am today. And it's exactly the same as what you're saying when people say that, you know, tell your story, because, you know, when you've got a person that's literally sitting there on the dole, or sitting there and they want to start a business, or they're working for somebody else, or, you know, they're just above broke in their normal everyday job, and they want to become this you know, entrepreneur, they want to become this business owner, they want to become a millionaire, whatever they decide that they want to do, they miss the bridge. They don't know the steps to go in between. And I completely agree with you, you know, when it comes down to the book. I mean, is there any other thing else that you can actually put to it that people can do to help themselves?
What you mean in regards to just business on a whole?
For getting into business. I mean, you know, being the lady that you are.
The main thing is, you know, ask questions. Guess what? The main thing that why people don't take a step and go into business is because of the fear that it's not going to work. One of the many mistakes that I made, I paid a lot of money going into different mentors, going into different coaching seminars, doing so many different things that was not necessary. So the first thing I would say to someone is sit down, see what it is that you really want to do. Look at your avatar. Who's your ideal avatar? Where are they? How can you connect with them? You know, really see, can I really bridge the gap? So look at the pains that your potential client is going through and see what the solution is. So, okay, great. So one of the pains that I realized is that many people, they were writing their books, but they weren't known, they weren't recognized. So I thought to myself, okay, how can I bridge that gap? Why not show them how to use the book as a marketing tool to get to where they want to go? Now, that is something that's slightly different. Another thing that I looked at, I thought there are a lot of publishers out there. But one of the things that I realized a lot of people were complaining about was the fact that they would start writing the book, but because they're not held accountable, 3 years would pass. They've paid all of this money, but 3 years pass, 4 years pass, and the book is still not done because there was nobody holding them accountable. So with my clients, I actually hold them accountable. So it's about finding those gems, finding the gaps that is there that you can fill, finding those areas where you can say, you know what, this is the pain that people are going through. And this is where your story comes in again, because a lot of you've gone through something. When you went through it, there were certain things, certain strategies that you had to implement in order to get yourself out of it. As you rightly said before, you said, you know what, it took a lot of mindset work around what you went through. Now you're able to now help someone else.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
So why not provide that service? So some people are doing things and they just do it naturally, but they've never really sat down to say, how can I turn this into a product, or how can I turn it into a service? What they're failing to realize is that there are people out there that want exactly what they've achieved, but don't know the steps to get there.
100%.
Yeah, why not provide that service and then find a way of getting paid for it? So it's good. One of the good things is a mentor. One of my mentors will be speaking at this event as well. Andy Harrington is one of my mentors. Find mentors that you'll be able to learn from. So one of the things that I did, Maxine, which was really bad, and I know a lot of people do it because I've heard so many people say it. They go to 1 million different meetings. They go to so many different events. But it doesn't
junkies.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't resonate with what they need to do.
Yeah.
So for me, if you are somebody, you know, you're looking for more marketing or you need to get social media done, go out there and start going to social media events. Go out there and start connecting and getting the knowledge instead of paying all of this money for different things that is not relevant to what you need to do. So I would say to someone, really sit down and map out what it is that you want to achieve with your business. Who will be your ideal market? And if there is some sort of information that you need to grasp or get, or you need to outsource some stuff, get the right things done. Because if you don't write it down, if you don't map it out, you will end up being a rat in a wheel, spinning round and round and nothing's happening. And you're saying, you know what, I've been in business for 10 years and I've not brought any income in.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's very much, it's like you're the person in the middle, and it's like a spider graph. It's all these things are going out, and you've got all these ideas and all these fantastic things, but they're not going anywhere because you've got no structure and any direction to actually go into. And it's like everything's going everywhere, and you've just got to concentrate on the one thing at a time and move forward with it. And once you've achieved it, then go to the next one. And the thing is, I have so many people coming to me and saying, you know, I've got this fantastic idea, but I just don't know what to do with it. And it's very much that when I started in business 4 years ago now, 4 years ago in April, it was very much that I sat there for like, 8 months. 8 months it took me. I mean, at the time I was laying on my back, obviously with a bad back and everything else, but it took me 8 months to write an 80-page business plan. And I sat there and I literally scrutinized everything. I mean, I had time to do it because obviously I was on my back on painkillers and I couldn't really move. So it was very much that it was giving my mindset something to do, is making me move forward. So I'm not saying everybody has to do an 80-page business plan and go in to scrutinize everything. You know, they don't have to do that. But what I am saying is by actually having a structure of what your mission is, the reasons why you want to do it, you know, working out how much things are going to cost you, do your market research, you know, go into it and know exactly what you're doing. And you can sit there and go, and sit there and go, right, this is what the plan is. This is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to execute it. And this is what's going to happen. And that's how long it's going to take.
Yeah, exactly. You know, finding out who are the people that you need around you to execute this. You know, the thing is, and it's a serious thing, Maxine. So many people want to achieve something. They want to say, yeah, I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah, I'm a business person. But they don't want to put the work in. Yeah. They don't want to put the work in. Now, you can, let's say you wrote that business plan, 80 pages, and you didn't do nothing about it. That's 80 pages wasted. That's customers out there that's waiting for your service, because somebody out there is waiting for your service.
Absolutely.
You know? So I believe that many people, this is another thing, massive thing. And why it's important for them to really map it and have it down. Because guess what? Them dangling carrots come along. The dangling carrots come along and they get attracted to everything else that everybody else is doing. Today, they're doing web designing. Tomorrow, they're doing painting. The following day, they're a constructor. And because of that, oh yeah, this is where the money is. That is where the money is. If they're chasing that, they will not settle down to have a fully running business, because they're going to be running after everything. They're getting distracted by everything. As they say, if you don't know what you stand for, you fall for everything and anything.
It's like shiny object syndrome, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like shiny object, something new. Oh, I love that. Yeah.
I'm going to do that. No. Guess what? Oh, yeah, this is happening now. So let me start doing that. And they have, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with having
lots of different fingers in pies, but you need to perfect one thing first, or not even perfect it, but make sure you're earning money off it and you're monetizing it. And it's working, and you know it's going along how it should be going along. So right, this now works for itself. It does really well. I can now get somebody else to take that over, or it does it. It's on its own legs, and then you start something else and you move forward with that as well. So that's the.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing wrong with having multiple streams of income, Absolutely not, because then you're going to have a time when one business is is really making more profit than the other, and one feeds off the other. But as you rightly said, make sure it has some legs, make sure it's standing, but not just be jumping from one thing to the other because you're not sure of what it is that you want to do, or you're not sure if what you're doing is really what you want to be doing. But unless you take the action, you won't know anyway.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's very much that people just don't seem to grasp that shiny object syndrome is not the way forward. It's very much that they've just got to carry on and with the path they're on. And sometimes it does get boring. Sometimes it's very much that. Sorry, I'm just texting Harry. I'm waiting for him to come in on, and he's messaging me saying he can't get on. So it's very much that people just seem to. They get bored of something and they move on, and then they get bored of that and they move on. They're never satisfied. They're always chasing the dream. They're always chasing the excitement. And business is not always like that. Business is sometimes, and you can probably agree with me that, it's absolutely amazing and then it's down. And it's absolutely amazing and it's down. And it's exactly like a relationship.
It's true. But that's exactly what I was saying before. They want the success, but they don't want to put the work in. They do not want to put the work in. So as soon as a challenging moment comes, they give up and they say, okay, great, I need to start something else. Yeah. When it was just a little glitch that you needed to work through and master, because you're going to start something else. And that problem arises because you didn't deal with it the first time. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to jump ship again. Yeah. You jump ship.
Exactly. And then this is the thing. And then what happens? You end up chasing your tail on everything you're doing, because then what happens, rather than you giving 100% on something, you give 20% to it, because obviously you found something new, and you give 20% to that, and then you find something new. And when you look at it, you've got all these snippets of things, but you haven't really got anything of anything. So,
and what they should really be doing is starting and telling themselves, you know what, I have no other option. There's no plan B. I know, don't get me wrong, because some people may say, oh, you need to have a plan B when you're going into business. Yes, but what I'm saying is going to it with that focus that there is no plan B. So I need to make this work.
Yeah. And then yeah, absolutely. And I completely agree with you, because it's like some people, it's like exactly the same as when let's go dig right deep in. It's very much, it's like even if you looked at something like, a dating website. Back in the day, it was very much that, you went out, you met one person, you spoke to that person, you got to know them over a few days, a few weeks, a few months, and you fell in love with that person, or they weren't the person for you, so then you changed your mind. But nowadays, it's very much that you can go on a dating website and you can speak to 25, 30 different people over a course of one day, and then pick and choose what you want. And the problem is do you actually get past the first or second date? Because what happens is, like, you have that first or second date after knowing them for 24 hours, say, for argument's sake, and then you're like, oh, shiny new objects come online. This one might be all right. I'll give that one a go as well. And it seems to be how it is nowadays, is like, everybody, not only everybody wants everything now and yesterday, is there's no patience, but it's like nothing seems to be good enough anymore. So what would you?
It's true. But a common example of this, Maxine, I was laughing. We do it. Women, especially women, we do it a lot. So let's say you're going out and you have one dress in that wardrobe that you see, that's the only dress that I have that can be worn.
Yeah.
How easy it is for you to get ready.
Yeah. You just go in there, you get that one dress on, and you go out.
Exactly. Yeah. But if it's 3 or 4 options, you lay it on the bed. You're like, oh, do I put on that one? You put it on and you say, nah, I think it's the other one that looks good. Or you call your partner and you say, guess what? I'll put this one on. And he says, yeah, that one is nice. And then by the time he gets downstairs and comes back up, you've put another one on because you found something else that is not right. But if it was just that one you had, you would make it work. Even if a hole happened to, it happened to get a hole somewhere, you go find a needle and thread and you would stitch it to make it work so that you're able to wear it, Yeah. It's just about sticking with it, seeing it through to the end, making the why of that business and the mission of that business be big enough that you don't give up.
Absolutely. And that is very much the mission, isn't it? It's not giving up. It's literally going through the good times, the bad times, marry your job if you need to, marry your business. It's in sickness and in health, no matter if it's good or bad, you keep going.
Yeah. Keep going. It's an investment, isn't it? It's an investment.
Absolutely. All right, I've got Mr. Harry on the line, so I'm going to bring him up. Michelle, I'm going to leave you to go because I know you've got a phone call to make that we're already making you a little bit late on. So I'm going to leave you to go. Now, have you got any last words for the audience?
Yes, just to let them know that I look forward to seeing them. Harry, hello, Harry. I can see you up there.
How can you? Okay, thank you. Hello.
I'm good. Thank you. Just to
I
say
love
to
the
the audience,
flower behind you.
oh yeah, thank you. It was falling on me a while ago, so don't pay it any mind. It looks lovely, but it doesn't behave itself.
Very good.
But yeah, just to say to the audience, guess what? Just keep believing. There's going to be distractions. There's going to be challenges. There's going to be times when you're going to deny yourself of certain things, possibly sleep in order to achieve what it is that you want to achieve. There was a time in my life when I didn't believe I could be here. I could be doing what I'm doing now. And I had to overcome that belief in order to live my dream. So start living your dream. Stop finding the excuses. Stop finding the reasons, and start finding the passion to live, truly live to your full potential. That's the word that I'm leaving for you today. And share your story. You never know who's waiting to hear it.
Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much, Michelle. And we'll see you on the 2nd and 3rd.
Yes, great. Thank you. Bye, Maxine. Bye, Harry.
Thanks for coming. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Mr. Harry.
Maxine.
Mr. Harry. How you doing?
Hi, awesome. I'm excellent.
That's absolutely fantastic. So tell people who you are and what you do.
Hi, hello, everyone. My name is Harry Sardinas, and I'm the founder of the Speakers Are Leaders. This workshop that is empowering people all over the world how to get the message across and how to speak with power. And I'm very passionate about public speaking, and also very passionate about people sharing the message. And I'm looking forward to see all of you on the 2nd and 3rd of February at the amazing, unbelievable, Yes You Can Inspire to Achieve big show.
Yeah, Empowerment Weekend. Woo!
Woo!
See, this is where we get Mr. Harry Sardinas to do his Cuban dancing, because Harry is this, like I call Bradley. He's the Duracell bunny, exactly the same as what Bradley is. You know, he gets you up on your feet, he gets you out there, and he gets you buzzing, literally like no one's business. You are literally a go-getter, aren't you, Harry?
Yeah.
So
in the end of the day, everything that we do is for a reason, and that's why when I share the stage with Bradley, we have always a lot of fun, because we put this energy on the stage. And I think this is important, because in order to people get the more knowledge, the level of energy has to be high, and people have to be excited before learn something. Yeah. And we do this over and over and over again and create this momentum, which is crucial.
Yeah. So the thing is, it's very much when people are sitting in a passive state, isn't it? They just sit there and they listen, they take stuff in. But you get a lot of people that are not all about listening. They're all about doing, or they're all about action. And by getting people up like you do, when obviously you're doing your hands and you get clapping and you're dancing on the stage or whatever you're doing, is you get people involved. And by doing that, you know, it helps the more people with other senses, because you know, not everybody just wants to sit there, because after a little while you go glassy-eyed and you switch off, and we don't want that at the event. We want to make sure that you're enjoying yourself every minute of every both days that you're there, really. So Harry, for things that you do when it comes down to speaking, if you've got a new person that's going to be standing up on that stage, you know, their knees are going to be trembling, the hands are going to be sweating, the heart's going to be beating, the stomach's going to be churning over, what's going to be 2 top tips that you can give them?
Well, it's not going to be the first time that
not for you, for new speakers.
No, but every time that I go to big events like that, there is always 2-3 speakers that I always tell me, Harry, I need some support, because you know I'm about to go to the stage, and so this is normal for me. I will say to everyone, remember that you have to change your state. It's never about you; it's all about them. All the fears come because as a facilitator, everybody thinks like, wow, it's about me. What they're going to think about me. If I say something wrong, they're going to laugh about me. And in your unconscious mind, you're thinking that it's about you.
Yeah.
But the problem, when you switch this and actually you realize that have nothing to do with you, that you're there for them, then the whole energy change completely, because then you're more relaxed, because everybody love to help people. everybody love to be able to share the knowledge and to help people. This is something that it comes intrinsic with the human beings. So we all love to help people. So when you're helping people, you're not nervous, you're not panicking. You just helping people and you do the best that you can, and you do it relaxed, because if I ask you for help about your topic, you will see that you will start to help me. You want to stop, right? And there is no you're not gonna be nervous or anything like that. So the problem is that we all think, the speakers, that wow, it's me who's going there. I need to look good. If I say something wrong, people are gonna make a judgment about me. And if you go with this mindset and with this energy, I can tell you two things. Something will go wrong, right? Because you're attracting it. The most important thing is, if you're sweating, first thing you said, it's never about me, it's always about them. That's the number one. Second one, you have to change your state very, very quickly. Very quickly. And this is when you have to create something that changes drastic your stage. See? So even this clap is sometimes not enough when people are panic, so they have to actually jump high 2, 3 times, 4 times, 10 times. I teach a lot in my workshop about this power punch. So do punches like this. I mean, if you see these great speakers like Anthony Robbins, and the greatest speakers, when they're about to show up in these big audiences in front of thousands of people, if you think that they're sitting relaxing, waiting for them to go and speak, you're mistaken. There are no. I saw Raymond Aron several times backstage, and before he go to stage, he's walking up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. So what he's doing is building his changing the stage and the state, and get ready to perform. I saw Tony Robbins jumping behind the stage. Yeah. I had the pleasure this January to see Les Brown behind the stage, and what Les do is, before he go to stage, he's always relaxed, taking picture, laughing with people, is getting in a positive state of mind. So you have to find the way very, very fast to change your state. And if you don't, you can ask me. Look, there are some professionals. I think Andy Hamilton will be in the back of the room as well, and some people that qualify to get you out of this fear very quickly. And remember, do your best. Just go. It's never about you. It's all about the audience. And when you go with this principle, always you're going to do okay, because you're not focusing yourself or in your program. You're focusing how can you help them. That's the key principle.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant, because it's exactly what you're saying. I mean, I remember when I stood up there on the first time, and I stood there and I was like, oh, what about if I do something wrong? What about if I mess up? And it's like, you've got to get in your brain that it's not about what you say, because it's only you that know what you're going to say. The audience don't. So if you mess up, they ain't going to see that anyway.
Nobody knows.
That's number one. Yeah, nobody knows, exactly.
For example, tomorrow I have a training. I have a training tomorrow, a 2 days training, for my Speakers at Least advanced course. And I know the program for both days, right? I know what should be in the program for both days. Now, they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't. So if I miss something, if I screw up something, if I do something wrong, only I know.
That's right.
So it's no point for me to stress out, I say this, I didn't say this, why I didn't say this, why I didn't say no, because at the end of the day, they don't know. However, I can guarantee you that from tomorrow when I arrive there, I'm 100% on them. 100% to just with them. There are going to be 6 people there. And I'm 100% how to get the best out of these 6 people. It's going to be very intense, because it's from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. for 2 days in a row. But this is when we work with the advanced graduates of Speakers at Least like that. And it's very intense. We have 6 people there. But in the end of the day, that's what it takes for you to take the speakers to the next level. Remember that a lot of misconceptions about public speaking is that people think that it doesn't require practice. It's the same like broadcasting. For example, I can see you doing excellent today. Your light is great. You dress very professional, and very good like background. All these, if you don't know what you're doing, practice we make you better and better and better. Even from our coach Sofia, she started to do the head show, and she started, and honestly, light was not good, the sound was not right, it was a lot of things going on. Today she can broadcast and looks very professional. The interviews are flowing very good. So it comes to practice. It's a skill that you learn, that you develop. Public speaking, broadcasting is practicing skill. Anybody can do it. It requires practice. The more you stay in front of the camera, the the better you become. I remember I did one interview with Ryan the other, I think like a couple of months ago. Yeah. It was amazing. Even my IT director called me. I said, Harry, this thing have 2,000 views. I said, are you kidding me? We haven't done anything with the interview. So Ryan has become very good as well, honestly. Why? Because the more you do it, the better you become. And this public speaking is the same thing. A lot of people, every time that I speak, every time that Lily speaks, everybody, wow, you did amazing. Yeah, you did amazing. But what you don't know is that in the last year, we have spoken in front of 10,000 people in 4 continents, different countries, or in front of 10,000 people, more than 20 stages all over the world. Yeah. So this is what nobody knows. So everybody see, oh wow, that's amazing. Okay, but behind the curtains, there is a lot of practice. There is a lot of stage time. There is a lot of things. Most of the speakers that come to GSU Can event, for example, Ama Morin, our marketing coach, he has been in this industry for 20 years, I think, right? And so imagine, doing this for over 20 years, speaking from the stage, making millions from a stage 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Yeah. So imagine.
And this is the thing, Harry. It's very much that people only see the tip of the iceberg in anything that they do. Yeah,
nobody's seeing the work behind.
No one sees all this other bit that's there. That all the the things of your mindset and changing and meeting people and doing coaches and having mentors and learning all these different hats that you've got and all these things that happen underneath the scenes. And then all they see is this fabulous person out there speaking. And people got to remember, it's very much that, as you said, it takes practice. And if you do sit there and think, it's not just for me, if I don't do a service to that person, I know I can be a really good service to that person. I know I could help them. But if you don't sit there and think in your head that you're helping them, then all that's going to happen is you won't do it. And that doesn't help anybody then. So, it's in our nature, isn't it, to do, in our human nature to actually help other people.
And that's why coaching and mentoring is very important. Nobody understands that, in order for you to get from A to B, right, you need a lot of practice. So you have 2 choices. You either practice and do it for 20 years, or you find someone that have the experience, a coach, a mentor, that have done it several times, that show you the shortcut. For example, I think you would be a very good mentor of broadcasting, honestly. Why? Because you have done it so long and so many times, so often, that I'm sure that at the beginning the things were not correct, but you practice and practice, improve and improve and improve. Today you are in a position that you can teach even other people how to do this. And honestly, it's an amazing skill, because TV and broadcasting is the future. Video and broadcasting is the future. We have here, guess who's here with me?
Come and get her in. Come and get her in. So
well, we have Lily that is dying to come in front of the camera.
Come on, Lily, come and see us, because we're literally running right out of time already.
So what I'm
Harry takes up all the limelight.
I'm gonna give my seat to Lily, and this is what we're gonna do. And now
there's gonna be a girl power coming on. Come on in, Lily. Harry,
I got my Havana t-shirt and my mojito t-shirt. Okay, Lily.
Mojito.
Okay, hello. Lily, you have to
pop over.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Harry's turn to go sit on the bed now.
Okay, Lily, come on.
Hello, Maxine. How are you?
I'm good, Lily. How are you?
Very well. So I'm so excited to come on your show. It's so exciting.
Brilliant. I'm glad that you're here.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, I'd love to invite you because, you know, at the end of the day, you're also, you know, used to our 50% makes one whole one. So, you know, you're just as important as what Harry is. So here you are. And your name's up. Harry didn't have his name up because otherwise it would have said Lily. So explain to the audience who you are and what you do.
Hi, so I'm the co-founder of SpeakersAreLeaders.com, which is a public speaking and branding workshop that is an international workshop that has already been run in over 5 countries and to more than 10,000 people. And also I can help you enhance your image so that you can attract more business to you. And I do this by helping you create multiple streams of income and monetize your knowledge.
Fantastic. So if we talked about monetizing, because I know there's a lot of people, you know, around the world that they go and do public speaking, or they write a book, but they're not quite sure how to publish it. Or it might be the fact is they want to do coaching, but they just help other people and they're like a shoulder to cry on. You know, what would you say the best thing to do is for them to monetize it and how?
The very first thing is to think about what is it that you have a passion for or you have a lot of knowledge in. And then to look at what are people really looking to learn about. And then how does that fit with what you know and what your passion is or what you know a lot about. So kind of you need to find like a center point between the two things where, you know, there's something that you know a lot about, and it's also a topic that is in high demand, but also it's something that people are willing to pay for. That's really, really important. And then to turn that into multiple streams of income. And how you do that is, for example, by first creating a book. And then you can turn that book into a workshop, for example. And the really key thing is that there are a lot of people that write books or that, you know, help you write and publish your book. But the thing that they're missing is creating a book that you can actually turn into a workshop, or creating a book that can be turned into several streams of income, so that it's you're not restrained to just one particular thing, and also making the topic wide enough so that you're not just caught up into a very small niche where people are not willing to pay for that, or they're not willing to listen what you have to say. And also finding a really good topic with a really good hook and a really good message, because then, you know, if it's something that is very hot, very, you know, trending, something that people want to know about, then, you know, it's likely to have a success. But also you need to be speaking about it, because unless you're, you know, comfortable speaking about it, even if you have a lot of knowledge and a lot of expertise, if you're too afraid to speak to the public about it, you know, whether it's on a broadcast, whether it's in person, in conferences, in seminars, then it's really difficult for you to monetize it. So this is why you can say that Speakers Are Leaders is kind of like complementary to, you can say, well, I have two programs. One is Brand for Speakers and another one is Speakers Are Leaders. So they're both complementary, because you need to first create something that people want to hear about and monetize it, but also be able to speak about it everywhere so that you can actually get the word out there about it. Because otherwise you're just the only one who knows about it, and that's not good.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? It's exactly what you're saying there is, you know, I've spoken to many business owners who said, yeah, well, I'm writing a book. Well, have you told anybody about it yet? Well, no, I was going to wait until I finished it, and I was going to look around. I was like, well, why are you not looking around while you're writing it? You know, so then it can go straight out. And they're like, yeah, I know, but then I need to check it. And there's so many things that people hold back on it could be due to fear, it could be due to confidence, that they're not quite ready yet because, you know, whether they've not healed from something that's in that book, or it might be the fact is, you know, they're not ready to actually get it out there because they're scared that it's not good enough. And I suppose it comes down to a lot of confidence.
Yes, you know, and the other thing that I found, I mean, my very first book, I only sold 20 copies. Even now, after like 6 years, I only sold 20 copies of my first book. The reason for that was because nobody cared about me. Nobody cared about my life, right? People care about their own problems and solutions for their own pain and, you know, their own needs and wants. And that's what you need to really focus on. Okay, who is your target market? If you think about it, okay, who is my target market? Who's going to read my book? Who's going to buy my book? And not only I think the really key thing is to not write a book that is just a book. right? Because then you're missing out on 99% of the income. The book is just a very tiny, tiny portion, because frankly, you're not going to make a lot of money with books. What you're going to make money with is are the things around the books, right? The speaking engagements, the programs. So, for example, you can sell a book for £20, but you can sell a program for 500, for 2,000, for 5,000. So that's a really key thing to remember, that a book is just a centerpiece for everything else to kind of monetize.
It's a bit like a business card, isn't it?
I'm sorry. It's a bit like a business card. Yeah, like a business card, like a center point for, like a walking advertising for yourself, you could say, because the really key thing about a book is that people don't throw it, and they keep it for years. And if they don't keep it, if they don't read it, they still gift it to someone else. It ends up in a charity. Someone else, it will help someone else's life. And that's a really key thing. But the most important thing is choosing something for the right market that is willing to pay for it. Yeah. Because if you want to help a target market that actually doesn't have the money to do it, doesn't have the money to buy your program, doesn't have the money to, or they're not interested in what you have to offer, then it's really, really difficult to succeed. You could even spend 3 months, like I did, for my first book, and then write something that really nobody cares about, and then you'll waste 3 months of your life, and so many hours spent with designers and production people and so on, and then you'll end up with something nobody cares about. However, you can take the other route, like, for example, I have this program where people get their book written, published, and branded in 30 days. And this is, for example, one of my authors that is Property Millionaire. And he wanted to become a motivational speaker. So he's already doing a lot of speaking everywhere. And this is one way that he's doing it. Within 30 days, he already started his book. And now, published his book. And now he's ready to do speaking opportunities everywhere. But the really key thing also is to monetize the book even before it's published. Because if a lot of people think, it has to be perfect, it has to be right, it has to be 100% me, it has to be, like, so many has to be, and it should be this, it should be that. And the really, I think the most important thing is to think, it's better to have it done, rather than wait for it to be perfect. Because, for example, this book, Speakers Are Leaders, right? What happened was I published it, and I know it's not 100% right. What I'm saying is it's not 100% how I would like it to be, but it's better to have it 95% right, and then you can always improve it later. You can always add an extra edition. You can always add certain things. It's better to have it done, and then you can always improve it later. Because Absolutely. Then in the process, you also discover whether people are willing to pay for it. And also monetize it before the book is printed. For example, the Speakers Are Leaders book was created about a year and a half after we actually started monetizing it. Monetizing it by creating a workshop. So you can turn your knowledge into a workshop that could be sold for much more than if you were to just sell the book. That's the really key thing.
Yes, I mean, what's exactly the same like kind of thing that I'm going to be doing for the February event. I'm actually doing it on pre-order. So even though I've written my book, and where it's called Broken, Abused and Left for Dead, and it is my autobiography of me and what I've gone through in my adversities. However, because it's the same situation, what you're saying is a lot of people don't just want to know just about you. So I put my thoughts and feelings in if you was in the same situation, whether it's like being in a bullying situation, or a family member's got cancer, or somebody, your family member's passed away at a very young age. It's very much that my thoughts and feelings have got in there, and how I overcome it, what my mindset was, and what I did to overcome that situation. And so it's not just about telling people about me, it's also a self-help book on those as well, to make sure that, to say, like, if I can overcome this, and these are all the things that I've gone through, so can you, and this is how you do it. Mm-hmm. And and the things that I've gone through in my life, I've made it very, very positive. I'm a very positive person, nothing puts me down. And this is the thing, so many people, whether they're public speaking, writing a book, I find the biggest thing is mindset. They find it so hard to overcome fear, and also gain their confidence and bring their self-esteem up to make sure they can move forward in what they do. So, with you, Lily, I mean, you've been public speaking for how long now?
I think about 2 years.
And how was it when you first stood on stage?
How was it when I first ended up on stage? Oh God, it was really difficult, actually. The very first time, it was really super difficult because I was so fearful. I mean, I have been fearing public speaking for many, many years. I can't even think. I think my entire life, and I'm 37 this year. So, so you could say pretty much that I was afraid of public speaking for 35. Well, you can accept the baby part. So you can say 30 years of, you know, fearing public speaking. And it kind of all came from childhood, you know, when you know, someone from my family told me I wasn't good enough, and I believed that, and then I carried that through my entire life, and then thinking, oh, I should never speak because I will be judged, I will be criticized, people will think that I don't know what I'm talking about. And you know, I carried that through until I was, you know, until 2 years ago. And then what happened?
So how did you overcome that?
I overcame that because I made a decision, first of all, that I was going to become an international public speaker. And then Harry created Speakers Are Leaders, and together, you know, we made it, we improved it. And first, you know, I attended the workshop, Speakers Are Leaders, and then I managed to overcome my fear, which is like so incredible. And, you know, now I'm speaking around the world in 5 different countries, and, you know, over 30 stages, 10,000 people, you know, a total of 10,000 people just this year. And I know that next year is going to be even bigger. And so this, it's just incredible. And I think that everyone should come to Yes You Can, Inspire to Achieve event, because that's where you have an amazing opportunity to shine. You have an amazing opportunity to be transformed by listening to people who have had amazing experiences like you. And also to learn, to discover new things, to get challenged, to network with influencers. And I think being on stage and also hearing from people that are on stage, you get the opportunity to network and to be someone that you're probably not currently, but you're aspiring to be. And what happens is that you never know, when you're kind of like setting an intention for the day, what you're going to achieve. But the really key thing is to be clear about what you want, and then to come to Yes You Can, Inspire to Achieve, because there you are going to meet some fabulous people. And I really think that it's going to be an extraordinary event. And it's a huge opportunity for so many people, because in that event you can discover, you know, the kind of things that are currently blocking you or keeping you from getting what you want. And we have so many inspirational people like you, Maxine, and we have Andy Harrington, and we have, who else? Douglas Vermeeren, and we have Raymond Aaron, and they're all fabulous, fabulous speakers, and they will all impact you in some way. And if you're listening right now, I really think that you have to be there, because someone in that crowd is going to create a massive difference in your life. I don't know how right now, but I just know that they will. Because I know in my life, you know, when you're just going around your, you know, about your day, and you have a routine, and you're doing the same old, and then all of a sudden you meet a friend, and they have a good vibe or a good energy. And what happens is they kind of like lift you up just because you were around them, and that presence, they were feeling good. And that really impacts what you do the following day. And that's why I really think that you should come to Yes You Can, Inspire to Achieve. And I think there are still some available tickets, which I think is amazing. And you can book your ticket at yesyoucan-inspiretoachieve.london. And you can book some of the remaining tickets, and we will have such amazing people. I just know that. And I'm one of the speakers. I'm very grateful for being one of the speakers. And thank you so much, Maxine, for inviting me on this amazing show that you've created with Bradley. And I really want to say a big thank you to Bradley Chapman, because he was one of the people that also helped me overcome my fear of speaking on camera. So, you know, Harry, my partner, helped me overcome my fear of speaking in general. And then Bradley really helped me to overcome my fear of speaking, because, you know, when you're, the fear of speaking has different, you can say, levels or dimensions. And when it comes to speaking on camera, it's even worse, because then you fear, you know, I'm going to be immortalized forever having said a certain thing that just wasn't right, or I didn't know what I was talking about. So that used to be my fear. But because Bradley created this show, the Yes You Can Inspire to Achieve show, and also the event, it has enabled me to to get interviewed so many times and to kind of get rid of that fear. And this is something that's really crucial because it impacts everything in your life. Like, literally, fear of speaking impacts everything in your life. And Harry's going to talk about that as well. How to overcome the fear of speaking that kind of impacts every single level of your life.
Fantastic. Well, I just want to say thank you very much for joining us, Lily. You're more than welcome. You and Harry are more than welcome to sit there while I go for the last minute. But thank you very much for joining us. It's been an absolutely amazing interview. It's nice to actually get people to get to know you as well. And that's exactly what it's all about. You are 50-50 and you're both out there. And I think it's absolutely amazing and well done for everything that you've achieved so far. It's been brilliant. So what I want to say to you, everybody, is that, ladies and gentlemen, I've brought so many people onto this broadcast for you this evening. You've got Harry, you've got Lily, you've got Michelle, you had April, you had Sean coming from America that was just about to do his TV show. You also had Tim Burton as well. He came in the house, and there was so many people on this evening that can actually say to you, they all do their own little things, and if you come to this empowerment weekend on the 2nd and 3rd of February, it's not only is it going to be absolutely amazing, the amount of nuggets that you're going to take away from you is going to be out of this world. Because make sure you bring your pen and paper, because when you get there, you have got 2 full days of listening, of joining in, of being a part of something that's absolutely amazing. It's not just going to be something you go to and you just sit there and you take notes. No, it's not. We are talking, with Harry going on with his mojitos, and you've got Bradley going on doing his Duracell bunny bit, and you've got all us on there as well. I mean, we're all very much like, we're all go-getters, and we make sure we get out there and we come and see the audience, and, we want to get involved with you as much as you want to get involved with us. So, make yourself down there to the Empowerment Weekend at the Arnick Hotel in London at Earls Court. We've got over 45 to 50 speakers going to be standing on that stage, and we're talking everything from the multi-millionaires to the aspiring millionaires to, the speakers that have been going for a while, right down to people that have never been there before. We're talking about older people that are old and grey, right up to the 9-year-olds. So it doesn't matter how old you are, what you're doing, as long as you're a speaker, because at the end of the day, we want to make sure we give you everything from every different place we possibly can. You've got tray stands there as well. You've got Daniela Westbrook. She's also going to come. We're going to get the press there. Whether we've got the papers and magazines, they're all coming. We're going to make sure that, we give you the best of everything we possibly can. We've also got a documentary being made, and we're looking for some of the speakers to go into the magazine as well, for the Inspired to Achieve magazine. So there's a lot going on. It's absolutely amazing. If you want to go to the website, all you've got to do is go to yesyoucaninspiredtoachieve.london, and you've got the website there. However, if you do want your tickets, get them now. And the reason why I say that is because we've only got 2 days left of the 50% discount. This is a discount code. All you've got to do is copy and paste that onto Eventbrite, and basically with that you can actually, I'm just copying it on there now, so you've actually got it in the comments. So here you go. Here's the London event, so you've got that .London, and then here's the code as well. So book your tickets today. You get your 50% off with everything that you've got there. I mean, we're talking under £1 a day under £1 per speaker. If everything's been put on there for you on the comments, so if if I'm not on here, you can get to the replay, you can get to the comments, just click on there, it will take you straight through to the Eventbrite. Book your tickets from £24.50. If you're not in the UK, don't worry, we're also streaming it as well around the world. So with that, you can do a pay-per-view, and you can sit and you can listen. You're still going to get the atmosphere, because you're going to see it actually on where everybody's on the stage and how many people are going to be there. So I want to say thank you for all the speakers that are coming in. I want to say thanks to you for listening, and I'm going to wish you goodwill and goodbye. And I'll speak to you all on Sunday. Take care. Lily, thank you very much. Harry, also thank you, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.
Thank you so much, Maxine. You've been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for inviting me. And all of you that are watching, please don't forget to book your ticket for Yes You Can -inspiredtoachieve.London. And I am going to see you there.
Take care. Bye-bye.